Coming up on the March 5th edition of Sports Extra, the men's basketball team met a Durham demise on Saturday night.
The wrestling team got a grip in a top-notch weekend performance.
And it was a tale of two teams for Carolina lacrosse. All that and so much more. Sports Extra starts
right now.
From the University of North Carolina School of Media and Journalism, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
It's March and it was a weekend filled with sports madness. Welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Natalie Harden.
And I'm Moses Masilu. First up, a rematch in some say the greatest rivalry in all sports.
The men's basketball team had a rare opportunity on Saturday, a chance to sweep Duke for the first time since 2009. Oh, and a chance to ruin Grayson Allen's senior night. And the Heels were locked in early. Birthday boy Cameron Johnson made his presence felt with the three. More threes from Kenny Williams had the Heels sporting a 10-point lead at halftime, but the second half was a different story. Marvin Bagley decided it was time to put together an audition tape for the NBA, and the Heels had no answer. Watch here as Bagley misses the initial attempt but cleans it up with a slam. Carolina couldn't match up, and Duke pulled out lights-out shooting from the outside. Wendell Carter put three up, and the Devils were late. Yet another regular season split in the rivalry. Grayson Allen's senior night is a happy one as Duke wins 74-64. After the game, though, Joel Berry wasn't happy with his performance.
I played scared as hell, and that's just not me. I'm a confident dude, and I just didn't go out there and play my game tonight.
It's tournament time. This is the best time of the year. It's March. It would have been great to start off March with a win tonight, but at the same time, it's win or go home, and you might as well put everything you got out there and see what happens.
A disappointing end to the regular season for Carolina, but still a good year for the Tar Heels as the conference rewarded two players with efforts of all ACC selections. Point guard Joel Berry and forward Luke May both made first-team All-ACC. Berry averaged 17 points per game and hit a team high of 79 three-pointers. May is the first player in major conference history to average more than 10 rebounds per game and shoot more than 45% from threes. May also is the league's most improved player. Joel Berry and May are the first Tar Heel teammates to average more than 17 points per game in the same season since Michael Jordan and Sam Perkins. That's pretty good company if you ask me. So overall, it was a good season for the Tar Heels, but a new season is upon us, tournament season. And here to tell us more about basketball is Michael Coe. Michael, what's our postseason looking like?
You know, Natalie, while the loss to Duke was certainly disheartening, the Heels shouldn't feel too bad about the ACC tournament bracket. With the loss on Saturday and Miami and NC State both winning, Carolina fell to the 6th seed in the tournament, the lowest the Heels have been since 2010, but that could actually benefit UNC. Let's take a look at the bracket. Carolina will get a one-day bye and take on the winner of Syracuse and Wake Forest, two teams Carolina should be able to beat. The Heels win that game, they'd have the opportunity to get revenge on Miami. Now I know Joel Berry and Theo Pinson would love to get back at the Canes for ruining their senior night. The winner of that game most likely would take on Duke, yet another revenge opportunity for Carolina. Now before we move further on into the postseason, let's take a look back at 2018 as I present my coveted regular season MVP award. And the winner is... You know, no surprise here, Luke May takes the award. May's ascension from preferred walk-on to Wooden Award top 15 and first team All-ACC is unprecedented in Carolina history. The junior from Huntersville averaged a double-double this year and scored a career-high 33 points in a win at NC State. Luke is shooting 46% on his three-pointers this year, which is absolutely incredible. That's a higher three-point percentage than Stephen Curry. Am I saying Luke May is better than Steph? I'll let you be the judge. Now, UNC will need May if the Heels want some ACC tournament wins to bolster their resume. A lot will happen between now and Selection Sunday, but let's take a look at where ESPN's Joe Lunardi has the Heels traveling in March. As of today, Lunardi has the Heels as a number 2 seed, traveling to Nashville to take on UC Davis. This would all be part of the West Regional to be played in Los Angeles. Now, if the Heels advance that far, they'd have a chance to upset Roy's old team, the Kansas Jayhawks, in the Elite Eight. Now, Natalie, as a traveling member of the band, I'd have no problem at all if we went to LA. You know, that'd be the most fun I'd ever had on a school field trip. We'll see if Cousy Award finalist Barry can come through in the clutch.
We'll definitely have to put that request through. I mean, the committee does take requests, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's basketball analyst Michael Coe in the studio. Thanks, Michael.
Once Election Sunday does arrive, millions of Americans will scramble to fill out their brackets. Getting a bracket absolutely perfect is next to impossible, but that doesn't stop fans from trying. It's March, and that can only mean one thing.
R.J. Hunter for three. Good! This situation. Jesperson, half-court heat for the win. 5, looks up, driving in. May for the win. North Carolina.
Madness. And with Selection Sunday less than a week away, college basketball fans are ready to fill out their perfect bracket. Well, maybe not too perfect.
I think I'm historically bad at this. For as much basketball as I feel like I watch, I don't know if I overthink it.
Some fans have better luck in their pools.
And so I won I think close to $800 because we buy in for like $10. And so it's just it was really fun.
It's no secret that completing a perfect bracket is almost impossible. But it doesn't stop fans from trying. 14.6 million brackets were filled out for ESPN's Tournament Challenge last year. Picking title games are a little bit easier. Last year, 4% picked Gonzaga and UNC to face off in the national title game. What's even better? About 26% picked UNC to be in the last game of the year. So what are the chances of UNC making it back for their third time in a row? Worry not, Tar Heels, it's been done before. In fact, the last two teams to reach the title game 3 years in a row were Kentucky and Mike Krzyzewski's Blue Devils. Duke losing in 1990 and winning in 1991 and 1992. Kentucky winning in 1996, losing in 1997, and winning again in 1998. So it brings the question, will the luck stay in Tobacco Road?
I'll probably put Carolina.
We'll go back to back. Get our revenge on Nova again.
Tune into Sports Xtra after spring break to see how our crew is doing as we get ready for our annual bracket pool.
It was a day full of takedowns and pins at Carmichael Arena on Saturday. UNC hosted the ACC Wrestling Championship and also took home 2 trophies. Ethan Ramos and Troy Hellman won ACC titles in their weight classes, giving them automatic bids to the NCAA championships. Hellman clinched the 149-pound weight class with a thrilling win, securing his winning point with only 5 seconds remaining. It was the second ACC title for Ramos, who dominated the third period and secured the trophy. 5 other Tar Heels secured NCAA bids. Zach Sherman, Chip Ness, Kennedy Monday, Danny Shade, and Corey Daniels will also travel to Cleveland to compete on March 15th.
Now, a week after knocking off number 1 Maryland, the third-ranked women's lacrosse team hosted another top 10 matchup against number 6 Florida at Kenan Stadium on Saturday. This game, though, it wasn't close. The Gators scored the first 4 goals of the game. Marie McCool did her best to stop the bleeding with this goal, but UNC can never hold momentum. The story of the game was Florida goalkeeper Haley Hicklin. She finished with 16 saves and absolutely stonewalled the North Carolina attack. The sideline begged the Tar Heels to get it going, and the one player to respond was McCool, who finished with 4 goals. But Florida was just too good and ran away with it with a 17-10 victory. The loss drops UNC to 3-2 on the season, and the team will have its first ACC matchup Saturday at Virginia.
The number 10 men's lacrosse team looked to extend its undefeated start bright and early on Saturday morning when the Heels took on St. John's Red Storm. It was a hotly contested battle as the Tar Heels looked to remain undefeated. Coach Joan Bresci was searching for his 200th win. In the middle of the 4th, Ryan Shaford sent the equalizer into the net. All tied 8-8, the match remained gridlocked until the final minute of play. Alex Tripley and William Perry, and Perry deposits the check in the bank with 6 seconds to go on a Saturday. The Tar Heels weathered this storm, winning 9-8. The men's lacrosse team had a quick turnaround from Saturday and is in action right now at Kenan Stadium against the 4th-ranked Denver Pioneers. For an update on the game, we bring in reporter Kat Meckhamson live from Kenan. Kat, how's that game going down there?
Natalie, I'm here at Kenan Stadium where the Heels are battling it out in a major matchup against number 5-ranked Denver. Denver's sitting at 2-1 this season, and this is their 4th road game of the season. The Heels started off strong, and it was Alex Trippy with the first goal. And maybe a goal right now. This is her first freshman goal of the season. Go Heels with the goal. And then Denver answered with not one, not two, not three, but 4 goals, then a 5th one. And then Carolina brought it back, 1 more from Alex Trippi, and then 1 from Chris Cloutier. At the end of the half, the score was sitting at 6-3. This game will conclude a 3-game homestand for the Heels. It started with a dub on Wednesday, a dub on Saturday, and the Heels are hoping for a little more magic in the air here at Keenan, but it seems like Carolina can't catch a break. Back to you, Natalie.
That's reporter Kat Mankinson live from Keenan Stadium. Thanks, Kat.
Boschmer Stadium witnessed a demolition on Friday evening when the Diamond Heels unleashed on Liberty in the first game of a 3-game set. Dallas Tessar scored the first run of the game after getting on base by walking, stealing second, advancing on an error, and scoring on a wild pitch. The Heels put up 8 runs in the 5th and didn't allow a hit after that inning. The offense lit up with 10 different Heels recording hits on the day. A couple of 2-run home runs by Zach Cahagan and Brandon Riley in the 6th inning put the icing on the cake. A display of offensive fireworks leads to a 17-2 Carolina victory. Now on Saturday, the Heels look to continue their winning ways by putting out the Flames once again. Austin Bergner took the mound to begin the day, but it was Cooper Criswell in relief who carried the load for the Heels, pitching 3 2/3 scoreless innings. Carolina trailed early before catcher Brandon Martorano sent this dinger over the wall to tie the score at the 5 in the bottom of the 4th. Michael Busch would be the hero of the day with a double to left in the 7th, bringing in Kyle Daughters to give the Heels a 6-5 lead that will hold up. And Sunday was no different. Liberty took a 3-1 lead in the 3rd inning, but Carolina fought back hard in the 4th inning, putting up a massive 10 spot on the Flames. The 5th inning proved to be a little tricky for Carolina as the Flames tried to make a comeback by scoring 3, but Carolina stepped on the gas pedal again when Brandon Riley homered in the 6th and Brandon Martorano hit another dinger to start off the 7th inning. Carolina sweeps the series with a 13-8 win, and the 7-5 Heels will take on VCU at home on Tuesday. The men's tennis team is riding high.
One of the team's stars is in full bloom.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere will bring us wireless emergency alerts. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. What? Picking a college, man. You and us go together like tacos and Tuesday. And I love tacos.
Connor is struggling in school.
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
Hey, did you know that 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Two Tar Heels had the opportunity to showcase their skills in the NFL Combine this past weekend. Linebacker Andre Smith recorded a 4.63 in the 40-yard dash, which is in the middle of the pack. In the bench press, he was mediocre as well, benching 225 pounds 19 times. MJ Stewart took to the field earlier today. He was in the middle of the pack in the 40 as well, clocking in at 4.54 seconds. The bench press was a different story. He pounded out 18 reps, which is tied for third most in the defensive back group.
The wind was fierce outside, forcing the women's tennis team to return indoors. But it was the Heels who blew away Boston College and Chapel Hill. The Heels started the day with some momentum, picking up the points in doubles competition with wins by Jessie Aney and Alexa Graham, Sarah Davatilla, and Allie Sanford. The Heels would continue their strong performance into singles competition as McKenna Jones won in straight 7-5 sets in a gritty matchup on court 2, while Davatilla and Graham and Chloe Uele-Peaser won in straight sets to give the Heels an easy 5-2 win against the Eagles. And they were back at it again on Sunday against Syracuse. In doubles competition, Aney and Graham finished first with a 6-2 win on court 1. Davatilla and Sanford then clinched the double points shortly after this with a 6-0 win on court 2. Davatilla got the Tar Heels with the first singles points, defeating her competition in 2 sets, 6-1, 6-0. Graham secured the next points for the Tar Heels with a 6-2, 6-0 singles victory on court 4. Aney clinched the Tar Heels victory with a 6-2, 6-3 win in her singles match to remain undefeated in the ACC play.
The men's tennis team opened this ACC portion of the season this week when the Heels hosted Virginia Tech. Doubles pair Simon Sundergaard and Matt Kiger got the Tar Heels the first win of the day with a 6-2 victory. 6th-ranked doubles pair William Bloomberg and Robert Kelly then clinched the doubles point with another 6-2 victory. Josh Peck secured the first singles point with a 6-3, 6-1 singles victory. And number 1 Bloomberg took down his singles competition with a 6-4, 6-2 win to put the Tar Heels up 3-0. Blaine Boyden then clinched the Tar Heels victory with another 6-2 wins in both sets. Friday's 6-1 win puts North Carolina at 10-2 on the season. And the team was back in action Sunday against Texas. Benjamin Sagoin dominated in straight sets to win his singles match. William Bloomberg struggled early, losing the first set, but then he bounced back. And check out this tweener. Bloomberg won the second and third sets to take his match and put the score at 3-3. Robert Kelly was the team's final hope for victory, but despite his efforts in the third set, the Horns hooked the heels and walked away with a 4-3 win. Even after a tough loss to Texas, men's tennis is ready to finish the season on top. It helps to have the nation's top player. Mallory Marks has a story.
Bloomberg showcases some impressive stats after playing only 2 years at the collegiate level. Just the second Tar Heel named ITA Rookie of the Year and now #1 in the nation, Bloomberg is making some serious moves this season.
I don't know, it's good for me. It's like an accomplishment and something that I wanted to get.
Bloomberg came to Carolina from Greenwich, Connecticut for the feel of the school, and here was paired up with senior Robert Kelly as a doubles partner.
He's super talented and has been playing at a really high level his whole life.
The dynamic duo is now ranked #1 in doubles following the ITA National Men's Team Indoor Championship, and that kind of result is what Bloomberg is focusing on.
I know the numbers really don't matter that much, but that's like truly what I care about. I'm a big team guy.
Lucky for Bloomberg, Carolina men's tennis is now ranked #6 in the nation and is gearing up for what could be a thrilling outdoor season. In Chapel Hill, I'm Mallory Marks reporting.
Now next up for Carolina men's tennis is a trip down Tobacco Road to Duke for a rivalry match Saturday.
The women's golf team was thumbing its way down to South Carolina this weekend to compete in the Darius Rucker Invitational Tournament. UNC was feeling all right this weekend, finishing the tournament tied for 7th place with Auburn sophomore Mariana O'Connor. Led the way like the southbound train for the Heels, finishing 11th place, rocking her career best tournament score. It was 6 over par. The team will head to Utah next week to compete in the Xtra Classic. Kasia Hislop is certainly a household name for Carolina gymnastics fans.
But she might not be the most famous person in her own family.
As a parent, I think it's tragic that 1 in 5 children struggles with hunger right here in America. But there is hope. Visit feedingamerica.org to help. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Here at Sports Extra, we're journalists, so we have to avoid any sort of implicit bias, even when we're playing our rivals.
The softball team opened the Carolina Classic on Friday against Harvard, hoping to string together a winning streak. While Harvard came out strong in the first, quickly scoring 2 runs, Carolina responded with a run in the first and then a run in the third to tie the game. But the Crimson plated 2 unearned runs on a trio of singles in the 5th to take the lead 4-2. While the Tar Heels responded with a run in the 6th, they couldn't get over the hump to take back the lead. Harvard outlasted the Tar Heels 4-3 to win the opener.
Field number 1, Tia Mitchell.
The team looked to turn around the rough stretch this season against Kansas and Elon. Taryn Travasso started the scoring for the Jayhawks in style with a 4th inning grand slam to put Kansas up 4-0. Carolina refused to back down though, as they downed 7-2 in the 6th. Taylor White hit a 3-run homer, and it wouldn't be enough though, as Kansas took the game 8-7. The Heels didn't fare any better against Elon as the Phoenix offense took over the game. Here, Erica Safrani drives in 2, the way 73, the Heels against the Heels victory. Sunday against Harvard, UNC got off to a hot start for once, scoring its first run on the Christina Burkhart single, following a walk with a bases loaded to make the score 2-0. In the 3rd inning, Burkhart makes her mark again, this time with a solo shot. Then in the 5th inning, Haley Cole singled 2 runs come in to make the score 5-0. In the 6th, Haley Jenkins nails this one to the scoreboard, making the score 6-0. Heels win it 6-1.
The gymnastics teams traveled to Tuscaloosa on Friday to take on the 6th-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide. Although the Heels took a loss, they performed very well on the floor routine. Kazia Hislop and Morgan Lane both posted 9.9s to lead the Heels on the floor. Despite that success, the Tide rolled the Heels by more than 2 full points. For young athletes, parental guidance is very important. And some parents have had plenty of experience as professional athletes. For one UNC gymnastics star, the pressure to live up to her father's lofty example isn't stopping her from succeeding in Chapel Hill. Sam Jardin has reports.
It's safe to say Kaja Hislop isn't your average UNC student. The sophomore was born in London, England to Trinidadian parents and spent her childhood moving all over the world because of her father's job.
I kind of saw how much hard work he was putting in, the days and the long hours, so it kind of it opened my eyes, I guess. I kind of knew what this was like from the beginning.
But her father, Shaka Hislop, didn't just have any old job. He was a star soccer goalkeeper that spent 10 years playing in the English Premier League, manning the goal for Newcastle United as they finished 2nd in back-to-back seasons. Now, Kaja's excelling at UNC in a very different sport, gymnastics. She says growing up as the daughter of a professional athlete helped prepare her for her own pursuits.
I think a lot of problems that younger athletes have is that their parents don't really understand the nature of our sport or sports in general, and I never really had to deal with that. My dad could always give me advice, knew exactly what I was going through.
Some might think the pressure to follow in her father's footsteps might cause her to struggle, but Kaja says it's no longer something she worries about.
It wasn't so much pressure, but it was kind of like fear to disappoint, really. But like the first time I vocalized that, he made it so clear that my experience with sports is my own and it's not his. And no matter what decisions I make or how well I do, like he's going to be proud of me no matter what.
With back-to-back Specialist of the Week honors under her belt already this semester, she's probably making her father proud for all the right reasons. In Chapel Hill, I'm Sam Jardin.
Hislop and the gymnastics team will next be in action Friday in a quad meet at Arizona. You've probably played this game at a tailgate or a cookout.
Could some talented Tar Heels be playing one day as part of Team USA?
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
What an honor it would be to represent Team USA in the Olympics.
Ashley Bates tells us some Heels might be able to go directly from a tailgate party to the games.
Hey, I'm Erin. This is Operation Cornhole with Alpha Chi and SIG-F, and I love cornhole.
Operation Cornhole is an annual competition between the sorority of Alpha Chi Omega and the SIG-F fraternity.
We came out here because we heard it was for a good cause, and we love playing cornhole, so we thought we'd come here and play with the rest of the community and support something.
This friendly competition shines a lot of light on the Carolina community's dedication to community service, and more specifically, the Greek community's love for philanthropies.
Greek does a lot of good, and more often than not, that good isn't highlighted. So this is a really great example, Operation Cornhole with SIG-Up and Alpha Chi Omega, coming together and working on a lot of different projects around the community.
Carly Jasinski says it's events like these that prove the sorority stereotype wrong.
And we really just go beyond the typical idea in a lot of people's heads of going out partying on like Friday and Saturday nights. Like, this is our Sunday and we're just out here giving our time to something greater than what the typical stereotype is.
And for those who would argue that cornhole isn't a sport, SIG-Up Philanthropy Chair Austin Lawrence did his research before the event.
You know, there's 27 feet apart. It has to be a certain amount. You have to throw it from behind a certain spot. There are a lot of rules to it that I had no idea about. I've always just kind of played it as a fun backyard game. But, we got pretty serious out there today. And, if it's going to be in the Olympics, clearly it's a pretty serious sport.
And you never know, maybe a Tar Heel will be the first to represent the United States in the Summer Cornhole Olympics. In Chapel Hill, I'm Ashley Bates reporting.
Well, personally, I'm not good at cornhole, but what about yourself?
When I was 11, I entered myself in a little tournament, and I will tell you, I lost 1-21, 1 whole point. Yeah. So that does it for this edition of Sports Extra. Thanks for watching.
And good night.